Yes. We're excited about Kentucky coming here. They're good competition. It'll be a good series. They're very well coached, and we're excited for the challenge. So obviously they gave us a run for our money last year, and we expect just as much of a dogfight this year. So we're excited for it.
2 games last year, but the second one was close. What do you kind of remember just about that series last year? And does that play a role at all this year, or is it just completely new year, completely new teams?
A little bit of both. I mean, that is one of my favorite memories of my 4 years was last year's game. So I have very fond memories of our series against them. But obviously we're both new teams. This year's team for us is completely different, with little pieces here and there obviously being the same, but I'm sure their team's completely different too. So I think it'll be good for us because we know them, but we also know that they've been here before, so they're not going to be as surprised as they might have been last year at the environment from the Janes. So we got to come with our A game for sure because they're a good team.
As someone who's been through this stage before, just what's it like being back on this stage? Can you kind of tell that the intensity and everything's just ramped up quite a bit?
Actually, I think that we are really calm, cool, and collected. We're trying to tell the younger girls that this is when it's fun and this is when it gets real. So just gotta trust in your preparation and all that stuff. We don't want to get too high or too low. Don't want to get too eager because that's when you start to rush things and mistakes happen. So we're excited going into postseason. I'm very excited. It's very weird that it's my last one, and I started packing up my house today, and it was just weird thinking about no matter how the season plays out, I only have a couple weeks left here, so got to make the most of them.
What do you remember from Kentucky last year about what they did well and made it tough on your team?
I remember they have really good hitters. They're very athletic. They steal a lot of bases, so they're definitely a team that you got to bring your A game against. And their pitching shut us down pretty good for a little bit, so we got to come out. We got to be aggressive. We got to trust our coaches. Trust everything that we've put into the entire year has been building up to this point. So I think we're ready for it, and I couldn't be more excited to head on to Supers.
The PAC and the SEC, I mean, those are the 2 conferences that everyone talks about. Just what's it like as the best team in the PAC playing a team from the SEC, and is that in the back of your minds at all? Like, hey, we got an SEC team coming in here, or is it just kind of any other opponent?
Just any other opponent to me, really. I mean, obviously the SEC had every team make it to postseason, which is an incredible achievement. The Pac-12 was also the best it's been in my 4 years. So we are the 2 clashing titans, I would say, and it's exciting to get to play one of them and not one of our own, I would say, because obviously we want the Pac-12 to do as well as it can. So we're excited to take them on, but no, we're not really thinking, oh, this is SEC, we better, buckle down or anything like that. No, it's just another opponent.
You mentioned a couple weeks left as a Duck softball player. But this is your last weekend at home. What are the emotions like knowing that this is your final time playing at the Jane?
I'm trying not to think about it really. I mean, it's crossed my mind a couple of times, but I'm hoping because of all the emotions that came up on the senior weekend, it won't hit me until after the weekend's over. That's my hope. So I'm sure it will be that way because it's postseason. It's easy to not think about those distractions, but definitely after this weekend, I'm going to be emotional no matter if we win or lose. So it's weird. The Jane has become a home to me. I got to play in Howell, but the Jane has really built me up as a player, and I love the environment we have here and our fans. So it's definitely weird thinking of this is my last weekend no matter what.
You guys breezed through regionals and shutting out all the teams, but what kind of defensive adjustments do you feel like you guys need to make to play Kentucky?
They're a really good hitting team. I mean, we shut out all 3 of our opponents, but they run ruled all 3 of their opponents. So they hit balls hard and they hit mistakes. So I think that our defense needs to be ready to make those Sports Center top 10 plays that make or break a season, and that's what we've been working on this week. The high pressure situations, winning run at third, no outs, shutting down the inning. So our defense just needs to step up and have our pitchers' backs because they've had our backs all year, and they've really carried us to this moment. So now when it gets down to the nitty gritty against really good hitting teams, it's going to be really imperative that we have their backs. So I definitely do think we need to step it up a level, and I think we will.